Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video and it's titled Women Making False Accusations Are Destroying Men's Life. Of course, you guys, I'm super excited as always. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
This video compilation was created strictly for entertainment purposes. No offense is intended toward any of the individuals featured.
I did not know nothing about sex, so.
You're watching never-before-aired video of Juanetta Gibson and Brian Banks in the minutes before her stunning confession that she lied when she said the high school football star raped 10 years ago.
This camera right here was in a plant.
This is the man who helped Banks get the now famous confession on hidden camera. Private investigator Freddie Parrish.
There's only one chance to get the goods. I mean, you got to make it right the first time.
Parrish's son played football with Brian Banks at Long Beach Polytechnic High in 2002, the time Juanetta Gibson made her false accusation. Gibson's family got $1.5 million settlement from the school district, and Banks got 5 years in prison and 5 more on parole, shackled with an ankle monitor.
So I know I'm not behind bars and I know I'm not locked up right now, but I'm still very much incarcerated.
Then last year, Brian Banks got a Facebook friend request from Juanetta Gibson.
Mr. Banks called my son, Freddie, and asked him, what should I do? My son naturally says, hey, you got to call my dad. He'll help you with this. Once I was able to read the case, there was no doubt in my mind that this young man was innocent.
Parrish devised a plan to clear Brian Banks' name. He wired his office.
We had a pin like this
with hidden cameras
sitting in this pin holder,
and with microphones.
We had put the audio device in that tree right there behind you.
The private eye suggested Banks first invite Gibson to his office for a friendly chat about their past.
About all the scholarships, everything.
Brian Banks asks Gibson for help in clearing his name.
I will go through with helping you, but
she's afraid of losing all that money from her settlement.
all that money they gave gave me, I don't want to have to pay it back. All that, because that will take a long time.
Now comes the hard part. Banks had to convince Gibson to come back the next day and talk to the private eye who was helping free him.
I needed to get her to basically recant everything that she said that Brian did 10 years ago. If I let this man down, I would have to live with that the rest of my life.
Wow.
The mood in the room was light, but investigator Parrish's questioning got heavy.
When did you lose it? Was it after him, before him, after?
Now the big question.
Did he rape you? No, he did not rape you. Did he kidnap you?
When she said those things, what did you say to yourself?
Wow, I got it.
It was the key evidence that Banks' lawyers from the California Innocence Project needed to go back to court. And that undercover video got Brian Banks' conviction thrown out. Banks' lawyer, Justin Brooks.
Well, the videotape is a slam dunk in the sense that she's recanting her testimony. She's specifically saying that he did not rape her.
Wow.
Parrish has had big celebrity cases and
This is
well-known
bad.
clients, but this assignment had a different kind of payoff.
Now, I had an opportunity to make a difference in a man's life.
And finally, what about Juanetta Gibson, who got all that settlement money after making a false accusation?
Can you imagine?
We asked the DA's office and the school district if they plan to try and recover it. They wouldn't comment. But Banks' lawyer and private eye say most of that $1.5 million settlement has probably been spent.
You know, in fact, Joel, a lot of the neighbors and even some friends have come forward saying that money was spent left and right, and on a lot of things, including cars, a lot of cars.
It is thought that she's gone through, or her family has gone through most of that money. In fact, when she showed up for that meeting, she took a bus, didn't even have a car to drive.
28-year-old Atlanta Falcon linebacker rookie Brian Banks is one step closer to making his dream a reality after taking to the gridiron against the Cincinnati Bengals this week.
Nice job getting off a block and making a play.
It's still one of those situations where, like, you know, it happened, but like now it's just replaying in my head.
But this is no ordinary rookie. Banks joined the Falcons after spending 5 years in jail and 5 on parole. Why? He was wrongly convicted of raping a high school classmate. In May 2012, justice was served. The verdict for Banks overturned. The new ruling, not guilty.
The people's motion to dismiss this case pursuant to Section 1385.
I may not ever get the answers as to why I was supposed to go through what I went through, but I know that I'm here today and I remain unbroken.
Petition is granted.
The end of Brian Banks' ordeal was marked by tears after a judge threw out the charge that had sent him to prison for more than 5 years.
My only dream in the world was to just be free and to have the same opportunity as everybody here.
He was a 16-year-old star linebacker with a full-ride scholarship to USC and had dreamed to play in the NFL when in 2002, a classmate accused Banks of raping her in the stairwell of their Long Beach high school. Although Banks insisted it was consensual and there was no sex, he told KCBS TV that his defense attorney at the time gave him a choice: plead no contest or risk a trial that could send him to prison for life.
When you go into that courtroom, the jury is going to see a big black teenager, and you're automatically going to be assumed guilty.
Yeah.
Those are her exact words.
He took the deal, went to prison.
Wow, you guys, this is such a sad one, and I don't know how some women can live with the guilt of seeing someone that is innocent being sent to jail. Like, this is beyond me. I don't even understand it. Let me know what you guys think about this, and I hope she gets to pay for everything she has put this man through. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and let's continue watching, you guys.
And had to register as a sex offender. He thought that was the end of it. But after he was released, came a surprise. A friend request on Facebook from his accuser, Juanetta Gibson.
I remember closing the laptop just like real quick and just like thinking, like, what did I just see?
So Banks arranged a meeting with a private investigator who videotaped the whole thing. Gibson later explained she hadn't wanted to say that publicly for fear of losing a $1.5 million settlement that her family had gotten after suing the school district.
I may not ever get the answers as to why I was supposed to go through what I went through, but I know that I'm here today and I remain unbroken.
Unbroken and working to get his life back on track. Those dreams of playing in the NFL, he says, might be realized yet. Lee Cowan, CBS News, Los Angeles.
A mugshot mix-up in a separate case has led to a major wrong made right. 35-year-old Sheldon Thomas walked out of court a free man today. He spent nearly 2 decades behind bars for a crime that he did not commit. Prosecutors discovered that the wrong photo was used to identify and arrest him back in 2004. And as News 4's Melissa Colorado explains, this was not the first mistake that was made by the Brooklyn DA's office.
This was how 17-year-old Sheldon Thomas entered the legal system nearly 20 years ago, now with a couple of gray hairs.
I waited a long time for this day to happen.
This is the 35-year-old leaving the same system that wrongfully convicted him of murdering a 14-year-old boy in East Flatbush on Christmas Eve 2004. The Brooklyn District Attorney's Conviction Review Unit dug through his case and uncovered a mugshot mix-up involving another Sheldon Thomas who lived in the same neighborhood, kickstarting a devastating chain of events for the Sheldon Thomas on the right. Thomas was ultimately charged with 14-year-old Anderson Bursey and shooting another person.
I didn't deserve what happened.
We can never give him back what was taken from him.
The unit uncovered mistake after mistake. According to the DA's office, police knew they arrested the wrong Sheldon Thomas. A detective falsely testified in court. The court wrongly determined that there was probable cause to arrest Thomas. Prosecution used a witness with credibility problems.
I apologized for the role that my office has played in his incarceration.
In the courtroom today, Thomas extended his condolences to the family of the 14-year-old who was gunned down and whose killer was never caught.
They have been under the impression that they were giving justice for their son.
And said he forgives all those who failed him nearly 2 decades ago.
For the detectives, for the witnesses, for all of them. Because at the end, God is going to judge them just like he's judging me right now.
And if you're wondering, Sheldon Thomas's first meal as a free man? Oxtails, he said. Meanwhile, the Conviction Review Unit is looking into 50 other open cases. That's the latest here in downtown Brooklyn. I'm Melissa Colorado, News 4 New York.
Now to that false rape charge, 1 year in prison. That sentence tonight for the woman who falsely accused 2 football players from Sacred Heart University in Connecticut of rape. The students say what she did has changed their lives forever, even though they have been cleared of all wrongdoing. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis with our lead story tonight. He's live in Bridgeport. Marcus.
Wow, you guys, I feel so sorry for these guys, because nothing is as painful as being punished for a crime you didn't commit. And oh my God, I feel sad for the second guy who went to jail as young as 17 years old and spent so many years in prison. His life will never remain the same. He will never forget. And I don't even know what his mental health is gonna look like. Let me know what you guys think about this. And if you are a woman watching this, never you accuse a man of something he didn't do, because I don't know how you can live with that at the end of the day. Let me know what you guys think about this video, and let's wrap this video up, you guys.
That's right, Bill. Those 2 students were never arrested, never charged with any crime, but the accusation was serious enough. So much so, they say they had to leave school, their reputation in tatters. She pursed her lips. She rolled her eyes. But Nikki Yavito's body language couldn't change the outcome. A year in jail for telling a lie that cost 2 young men their college careers.
My life has been altered and shaped in ways that nobody here could imagine.
Malik St. Hilaire was never arrested, but Yavino claimed he and another student were while all 3 attended Sacred Heart University in 2016. Instead, it was the Long Island native who was charged when the police investigation revealed sexual activity had occurred but was consensual. Prosecutors say Yavino made up the rape claim because she didn't want to upset another student she was interested in.
Her willingness to accept this plea deal reflects her accountability for what happened.
But it wasn't that simple. At first, Yavino insisted she had been assaulted and rejected a plea deal. It was only during jury selection before trial that she changed her mind again and pleaded guilty.
So I just hope that, she knows what she's done, and the fact that my life will never be the same. Like, I have anxiety, I have PTSD from this.
It's bad enough that they were accused of such heinous behavior, though never arrested. But then to have her story change over and over and over again, it's as if you were kicked while you were down.
Well, the other student who chose to remain anonymous lost a football scholarship over this. Both men say they plan to sue Yavino in civil court. As for the criminal case, she has been in custody since that guilty plea in June. It will count as time served towards that 1-year sentence.
I know she's locked away for a bit longer. It's just a bit of a relief, but I wish it was longer a sentence. I do think I'll be able to move on with my life a little bit, but I'm also going to have the thought in my head that it's only 2 years of my life till she's free again. So as bad as it sounds, I do think I'm going to move out of the area, and so I'm not in the same area as when she's released.
So I'm not sure how my family and I are going to recover from this. The mud sticks, and I fear it may take some time. But as a family, we remain strong, and we will be strong. And we're determined to move forward positively with our lives.
For 2 years, I didn't go out, I didn't socialise, I was 17, 18, staying at home all the time, not really living a life that a teenager should have done just because I was scared, for like our own protection, we go out and then something happens, it might just be easier staying at home.
Do you think, well, obviously he's not done anything, but the fact how long it's taken to prove his innocence, he wasn't allowed to say anything, and in the meanwhile he was attacked and all this abuse, and it's taken us 3.5 years to get to this, for the truth to actually come out.
Real high school learner Bafana Seho hanged himself with a tie in his classroom after a girl accused him of raping her. He hanged himself, then later on the girl claimed she was just kidding. false accusations, a 17-year-old for the R word. And unfortunately, it ends in the worst way possible because nobody believes him, or he at least thought nobody would believe him and he would get no justice. And so he does what quite a few men do when their names are dragged through the mud and they have no recourse, and family and friends and everybody they've ever known, their community around them, looks at them like they're the devil. And so he ended himself, 17 years old.
Mendy is innocent. He beat the case. So now that he's innocent, what's going to happen to the girls that lied? Are they going to get jail time? Because they should. They've ruined his career. He would have had a treble right now. So what punishment are they going to get?
Accusations! These are not accusations. This is false accusations. And
instead of innocent till proven guilty, you are guilty until you prove you're innocent. Does this make sense? So how do we prove that you're innocent in this case? If you're being falsely accused of abuse, domestic violence, whatever it is, there is a specific act that you are being accused of. You need to start thinking how this can be argued. Because if you want this stopped, you have to prove that you're innocent. And this is the most important thing. If there's any chance that you're not innocent and you can't definitively prove that in the way that the court sees it, then guess what? You have a chance and a probability that this can continue, and it will ruin your life if it does continue. Think about that. Unless you prove that you are innocent, not convince, but prove, your chances go up that this will continue, and if it does continue, it will ruin your life and your kids' lives.
Wow, you guys, that was such a sad one. I feel so sorry for these innocent victims that were wrongly accused, and even though they have come out of jail, this is never going to go away. This is never going to be forgotten, and the trauma of it all is even worse than the time they spent in jail. As long as they live, they are going to carry on remembering every minute of what happened that day, and women should stop doing this, because at the end of the day, you end up ruining a man's life, and sometimes you see some of them end it all because they can't handle it. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I really had fun reacting to manhood. If you guys totally enjoyed watching, give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.